training webinar, and we are going to be discussing a topic on generating leads by utilizing Facebook and utilizing your fan page or your business page. So utilizing an app or a tool, as I call it, to be able to bring in qualified leads. So that's always the hardest thing when it comes to working in marketing in general, is finding the leads, getting the people that that will take a look at your offer and potentially buy. So so that's what we're going to be discussing today. A little bit about myself. My name is Russell Armstrong. For those of you who don't know, I'm a retired fire officer of 31 years. I've owned 11 successful businesses since the age of 18. I currently own 4 businesses online, 5 if you include Digital Altitude as an affiliate. I've taught students now for over 34 years, and I have currently taught over 1,112 students and counting in the internet marketing field. So, taught quite a few people this arena. So, a little bit of background about myself. Now, for those of you who have never been to these webinars before, I'm more than happy to send you a recording of this webinar. And also I'll show you where you can find them now in the back office as well. But if you would like a recording, or at times when we do these webinars, sometimes we have handouts, etc., we're more than willing to get those to you. But the key is you got to send me an email. So send an email. So write this down. Send an email to rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. That's rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. And let me know that you would like today, Wednesday, November, what is today? Today is November 9th's webinar. For some of you, it may be November 10th, just depending on what part of the world you're from. But just send me an email and I will send you the webinar. If you want any past webinars, be more than happy to send you those as well. So again, rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit about our program here. As you guys know, as RISE members, you don't have direct access to a traffic coach. You have us, obviously with these webinars, etc., but not direct one-on-one access. So what we've done is we've put together a package called a group traffic coaching calls package. We limit it to 5 participants. And typically, though, with my group calls on this level here, I've been getting 1, 2, sometimes maybe 3 students. I've never had a full house on it. So it's really like getting one-on-one calls. I mean, it's as close as you can get to one-on-one calls. We discuss everything that we do with our normal Ascend, Peak, and Apex members, anything to do with marketing. So if you're interested in using solo ads, banner ads, social media ads, PPC, CPA, video marketing, non-paid or free traffic sources as well. Our coaches are experienced that we can assist you with your marketing needs. And now we're not here to do your marketing for you. We're here to train you so that you can learn how to do the marketing on your own. But what we've done with this package is we've put it together. We offer it to all of our clients. We have 3 one-hour group traffic package for $250. Now, you guys got to realize that get a 1-hour one-on-one call with one of the traffic coaches, currently you have to pay $500. It goes down if you buy more calls, but obviously it still stays up in that higher range where you can get 3 of these group traffic calls for $250. So that's 3 one-hour calls for $250. And like I said, most of my groups, and I know it's been true with the other traffic coaches, is we have groups from anywhere from 1 to maybe 3 people. Never have gone up to 5 people in these calls, just because not enough people are taking advantage of this. So it's kind of a way that you can sneak in and get almost that one-on-one call for a very, very reduced price. So let me know also if you're interested in more information about this. Send me an email. Again, the email is going to go to rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co, and I'd be more than happy to send you out the information on it and a link that you can check it out, and then we will get you set up. So just real quick about our team. I have compiled a team of talented coaches in Digital Altitude, share their marketing knowledge, etc., to the traffic generation, over 100 years of training students with all of us combined. So we've got some extreme talent. So there's myself, obviously. There is Coach, we call him Coach Jackson team. It's Otis and Evelyn Jackson, located out on the East Coast. Otis is a professional educator, and Evelyn came from corporate America, that was a trainer inside of corporate America. They have over 32 years of training experience between them both, and they are just a phenomenal dynamic duo. They are both entrepreneurs. Evelyn, they have done well enough with their business that over the last several years that Evelyn finally left her corporate America job. So she does this full-time, and then she does the coaching as well for us. So runs her business. They have teenage kids, and so it's nice. It gives them the freedom to enjoy their family and set their schedules where they need it to be and so on, which is what I think we all are aspiring to do, is to be able to have that freedom in our life, that that we can, we can set our own our own rules, our own schedules, be there with our family and friends and so on, and not have to answer to bosses. So our next coach that we have here is Jay Andrada. Some of you may have heard of him before. He has given a couple guest presentations here. In fact, Otis and Evelyn are coming by tomorrow night to give a guest presentation for tomorrow night and next Wednesday. But Jay, phenomenal speaker. He's been a trainer in corporate America for years. Has owned his own online business. He is located out in the Philippines, so he actually handles some of our later evening requests for U.S. residents. Our Malaysian markets, Australian, New Zealand markets, he handles a lot of those students as well, just because of time zones. And then the last one in our group right at the moment is Coach Vanessa Dunford, and some of you may have heard her as well. She's given a couple different presentations. Phenomenal speaker. She's owned her own business, her own photography business, her own internet marketing business. She is an excellent coach, very, very knowledgeable, cutting edge on what marketing needs today, which is good. I mean, that's you have to stay on your toes when it comes to marketing. So she is located out in the UK, so she handles a lot of our European clients, although she still does handle US clients and so on. We handle people from all over the world. And so, we adjust to people's time zones, but if we can't, we have these coaches all over the world that we can reassign people to other coaches. So, but that is Vanessa. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started here on our presentation. Let me shrink that down, and I am going to show you a tool here. Actually, let me show you also real quick here where you can find these recordings. So hold on. Let's see here. Digital altitude. Log on. All right. So where you're going to find these recordings now, and everybody can still see my screen, right? Raise your hand if you can see my screen. Raise your hand if on control panel if you can see my screen. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Nothing worse than recording and finding out you had a blank screen. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your back office here. You're going to go to where it says TV. You're going to go to where it says training calls. And here are all of the webinars. And there are quite a few webinars right now. We have 4 pages of them there, so that's at least 40 different webinars, 40 different trainings that you can go through. They're all in chronological order. So you just hit the little next button, and you can keep going down the list all the way back into, I believe it's even into July. So this is where you can get a lot of good information. Also on the daily training calls, if you ever need to listen to the recordings, you can do the recordings as well, and you can listen to those live or listen to the past recordings. So that's just some insight for you there for people that didn't know that. That's where you can find a lot of training and so on. So, but what we're discussing today is Facebook. So one of the tools, one of the things about Facebook, actually, let me lower everybody's hands. How many people here are just on Facebook as a personal profile, but how many people here have either considered doing a fan or a business page, or already have a fan or a business page? Raise your hand if if you've already been active on Facebook and you're trying to get your business really up and running on Facebook. Okay, so about 17% of you. Okay, all right. So how many people have thought of using Facebook as a marketing tool? Raise your hand. Okay, so we got about 25% of you. Okay, so very good. So hopefully this will interest you. But the way this works, this is one of my fan pages here. The way this works is this is a tool that I use. We all have these little call to action buttons up here. It can say watch video, learn more, contact us. It's a feature that Facebook has for us. So we have this nice predominant call to action button without people having to go down, further and like look for app links and so on. So we have this nice predominant call to action button. And I'm going to show you now mine is not active yet, so I'll show you on the test button because I'm revamping it. I had this for another product, and so now I'm just kind of blowing the dust off of it and bringing it out for the Digital Altitude product. But when you click on this, when you click on this link here, when I click on this link here, okay, the watch video link, I can come over here to, let me shut this down here real quick. I can come over here and let me pause that, to another page. So I can either direct it to another page, I can put it within my page. This is actually just one of my other Facebook pages, but so I have this redirecting. This is a tool called 22 Social. So what it allows me to do is actually build kind of like a website page within my Facebook. Okay, so it allows me to build a page within my Facebook. And the thing about it is it actually works on what's called it's for lead generation. So this was a promotion that we did, again, for another product very similar to Digital Altitude. I'm just reconforming it now to fit for Digital Altitude. But this was a target audience I went to, obviously retiring. Well, I'm retired, so I kind of fit that profile. But we created a little handbook here, 4 proven steps to secure and to a secure and comfortable retirement. Okay, so click on the orange button below. Always have your call to action, etc. And so you lead people to this path. So they're going to get this book. But this is the cool thing. All right. So if someone is interested, this is called a gate setup or a gate app or an app gate, I guess it would be called. It's enabled. So I can do whatever I want to. I could put a video here. I could put a broadcast here. I could put a slideshow here. I could have just a still image, which is what I have here. There's all sorts of different media that I can put behind this. But watch this. This is the coolest thing. So I have my call to action. So think of this as like a capture page, okay? But it doesn't ask you for your name or your email address. Now, when people see this, they're going to see it up to that point right there. Okay, so they're not going to see all of this admin stuff here. They're going to see the banner to the page, and then they're going to see that much there, just the page itself. So if someone goes here and they click on this button, now watch this. Look at this here. Look at what it's asking me here. Now, this is my personal email address here. So what happened is, because this is the email I use for Facebook, it has actually pulled, Facebook has pulled my email out, and all I'm asking someone to do is confirm confirm their email. Now, if they wanted to use a different email, they could go in here and they could type it in, but most people won't. They'll just, oh, wow, cool, and they just confirm the email. So do you think, raise your hand if you think that that could potentially lead to a very solid lead? In other words, how many times do you get leads where they just put in a fake email address to go see what's on the other side, right? So about 27% of you are figuring this out, that this may be working well. So watch what happens though. So this brings up my email address, okay? Now this is Facebook. Facebook is doing this. They're the ones that have pulled this email address, all right? And I look at it this way: as a more quality lead when you're using the email off of Facebook than you are someone just, creating a Hotmail, Gmail, or whatever, but they're not tied to Facebook with it. They say statistics show that 50% of all people use the same email address for all the important things everywhere, for their bank, for their Facebook, Twitter accounts, Instagrams, all their social medias, and so on. They use the same email address, their main email address, for the important things. But watch what happens when I confirm. So it's going to confirm, and it's going to send me to the page. So it sends me to my page, which has a video, which will automatically start. So they don't even have to send, start, hit the play button or anything like that. Now, again, this is the page kind of within the page. This is the page that they're now going to. Think of it as a capture page going to the video sales letter. Okay? So what you could do is, this is the cool part. So, so this page can be set up the same way. Put any of your text in here, and I'll show you some of the different template features they have. We have a video in here. This was actually a webinar that we did, that Jay Andrada and I did. So we had this webinar, and so we recorded it live as a webinar, but then turned around and put this webinar as a YouTube video. We put it right on this page. So it's evergreen. So it's an evergreen webinar, meaning that if someone visits the site at 2 a.m. my time, the webinar still plays. If someone visits the site at 6 p.m. my time, the webinar still plays. Whether I'm there or not, they get to watch the webinar and this recording. And obviously there's a call to action in the webinar for them to pick. This was a workshop that they could go to, and so there were different locations around the world that they could select. So you could have up to 4 buttons here. You can have 1 button, 2 buttons, however you want to do this, but it just depends on what your message is going to be. So if you were going to introduce people to digital altitude, you could come in like I did here. I have let's see, let me get to the, no, that's not the one I want. Let me get back to this page here. All right, let me just show you the app gate again. Okay, so we just created a small little ebook. You could get a PLR, you could get anything, so people are getting a free book, and you're going to then introduce them to, let's say, digital altitude, so that they come in on this page. Now, this is the cool part. In the social relationship manager, let me raise this up here. All right, so today is the 9th, right? So 2016, 11/9 at 12:20 and 46 seconds, which I think is Central Time. This person here, Russell Armstrong, opted in. Okay, now I can look at this person's information here. So I have their email address, where they live, their birth date, if they have given that information to Facebook, and the date that they came in. I can go over here to his profile. I could send him a personal message if I wanted to, even though we're not friends. Okay? You're starting to see the power that's available here. I could become a friend if I wanted to. Raise your hand if you're starting to see kind of the lights going off, that you start to see the power that's going on here of what would be available to you. Okay? So by having people here, you can go ahead and let's cancel this. Okay. All right. So all right. So it's going to hiccup because I'm on. Let me just go back here again. All right. So in my social relationship manager, let me turn that off. All right. So in my social relationship manager, I have all of these different leads. You can do things like you see up here where it says choose a winner. If I decided I wanted to run a contest, so let's say I brought people in. Let me close that out. Let's say I brought people in, and I do this a lot with my t-shirt company. I bring people in on a contest, okay, and so I'm offering them like a free T-shirt or free hoodie or something like that, you know, for whatever contest I'm running. I can bring people in on this contest, but I'm collecting leads. So now I know people that are interested in my shirts. You could do the same kind of thing with Digital Altitude. Run a contest that you're giving away, you know, free. You can go to PLRs and get a free software that you could give away. Okay, you spend $5, $10 on it, but then you could give it away for free as many times as you want to. So uh, you could run this contest. So the cool thing about it is if I'm running the contest, how do I choose a winner? Okay, you could run a contest and tell people, hey, you know what I want you guys to do is like, comment, and share. You know, share this. The person with the most shares or the most comments or whatever, you know, can be the winner. That's going to be hard to do. You can say we're just choosing a random winner. So I have all of these people. I have 42 people here, and I can utilize this system and just choose a winner. So it's going to pick up the winner for me. All right. So I have the winner, I have the contact information, and so on. But I can turn around also if I decide I want a different winner. I can choose, and it just will randomly pick a winner here. Okay. So it has that feature as well. I've run some really cool contests utilizing these pages. The cool thing about it too is you know, a lot of people are saying, okay, well, that's great. They're in, you know, the lead is in Facebook, so it's a good solid lead, but how do I communicate with them? Okay, well, one, again, you can bring up the person's information. You could go to their Facebook profile. You could personal message them, thanking them for joining you on your, you know, webinar or, you know, interest in your product or whatever you want to do. But also, you can connect, and does everybody know what a CRM is? It's a customer relationship manager. You can connect your autoresponder to it. So if you have, and they have multiple autoresponders in here, MailChimp, Mad Mini, Infusionsoft, iContact, GetResponse, GVO, which don't ever go to GVO, Aweber, etc. There are lots of different autoresponders that they'll link up to. So I can put those people into my autoresponder as well. So as soon as they come in through this gate here, as soon as they click on that button and they confirm their email address, remember, they're not typing in their email address, they're just confirming their email address. And people are basically lazy. If they see their email, then, oh yeah, that's right, and they click on it. And a lot of them don't even think, oh no, I want to use a different email address. And then the thing about it too, though, is that, you know how, let's see here, raise your hand, let me lower hands, raise your hand if you have your own autoresponder. Raise your hand if you already have your own autoresponder, like Aweber, MailChimp, GetResponse, PT Sender, any one of those. So it looks like about 22% of you do. All right. Isn't it frustrating when someone puts in you know, a fake email address like, you know, Jane Doe at hotmail.com, because you guys realize that you are paying for that fake email that's sitting there. The autoresponders will tell you, hey, this is undeliverable, but you're still paying for that email to be there. And that gets very frustrating because, you know, people learn how to beat the system. They learn how to, you know, hey, if I just make up an email address, I can go there. Watch what happens here. It's a little bit different. Okay, remember, now on this, all of these people end up in my Aweber as well. Okay, so they're not only here, but they're in my Aweber list. Whatever list I sent them to, they're in my Aweber list getting email follow-ups as well. Okay, but we don't want to clog up our autoresponders with fake email addresses. So watch what happens here. Okay, so remember, I'm the last person that was entered in here. So let's say I come in and I click on this, you know, do I want access? Yep. And it's going to pop up, you know, confirm your email address. Kind of grind slow because we're on the webinar here, of course. Never fails. Okay, so let's say I'm smart and I go, oh, no, I don't want to use that that email address. Okay, so let's say I change this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I confirm now. Okay, it's still going to let me in, so your people still get to see what you're promoting. All right, but watch this. Let me stop this video here once it gets started. All right, so watch this though. Let's go back to our social media or social relationship manager. Guess what's not there? That fake email address. Facebook said, oh, this isn't a Facebook email address, so we can't give you information on this email. The nice thing about it too, though, is that email did not go to my autoresponder as well, because it has to pass through Facebook first to go through the autoresponder. So I don't have that email address. Now, granted, yes, you can look at it and say, well, maybe then I'm losing some people that did put in their real email address. But if you're at that point, if you're going to lose people that did put in their real email address, then what's going to happen anyway is that you are going to they're gonna just go ahead and approve your let me go back to the, sorry about that. They're gonna just go in and approve on that app gate. So once they click on that button, they're gonna see that, you know, Facebook puts up their email. If they're not thinking of, oh, I want to put in a fake email address, they're just gonna approve that email address. All right, so you're gonna get a more qualified lead there. So all right, so let's see here. All right, so someone asked here, how can we get free ebooks? All right, well, Tasha, you're not getting free ebooks. You got to pay for them, but there are sites out there that you can go to. I utilize one. It's called masterresaleRights.com, and you can buy individual PLRs. And what you're looking for, though, Tasha, is called a PLR, a private label right, or private licensing right, some people call it. The reason being is someone else has written this ebook, but they're giving you the licensing rights to alter it, to make it fit yourself, make it look as, you know, you can represent the book as if you wrote the book. You can give it away, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want to, and so that's what you can utilize. So that's why, you know, PLRs. I have like 30 PLRs because I don't have time to sit down and write ebooks, but they're free gifts. They're things you can give away, and people are enticed with something. It's called, we called that a lead magnet, something that's going to bring people in. Yeah, they see that ad. Yeah, sure, I'd love that ebook, and so they're willing to give you their name and email address. But what's cool again on Facebook is they're willing to give you their real name and email address. Okay, because Facebook is taking it already. So that's how that system works. So who wants to comment on this? Let's see here. Let's see, who wants to comment on this? Raise your hand if you wanna comment on this. All right, so here, Tasha, I'm gonna unmute you. So Tasha, unmute yourself and let me know what you think about this.
Excuse me. I think this is a great idea. I am looking to expand. I have my page and all, and I'm not really getting too much further, but with this technique, it seems like it's going to boost a lot of leads coming into my system.
Yes, yes. And again, on the quality of the leads, that is the key. Because we can all do things that'll bring in leads, but what's the quality of those leads? I primarily advertise in Facebook, and so that's why I'm revamping this tool to fit digital altitude. And I use this tool a lot for my my t-shirt company and so on as well. But it's a great way. So thank you very much, Tasha, for your comments. I appreciate that. let's see here. So anybody else have? How about Samuel? Samuel, are you willing to comment on this? Let me know. I'm going to unmute you here, Samuel. What do you think of this?
Yeah, so like I started off with the fan page, and I started off with two fan pages, and I just didn't know what to do next. And this is giving me a great idea about how I could get leads and easily get them with the email and all that. Yeah, great, it's just great.
Cool, cool. All right, thank you very much. All
Well,
right, so I'm gonna show you guys a couple features here and how this works. So to look at, these are some of the templates that are available here. Let me see if I can enlarge my screen a little bit here. So they have various templates, and the thing I love about templates is obviously all the technical stuff is done for you. You're just altering, you know, paragraphs, you're changing images, or you're inserting different videos or whatever. But they have showcase templates, which are videos. This one has like one video on it. This one you can have 3 different videos. About us templates, event countdowns, product displays. Okay, you can have all sorts of different things here. If you were doing, like we were just talking about, like some giveaways, so they have some giveaway templates that you can put together here as well. They have sweepstakes. So they have different sweepstakes that, you know, people can win prizes, etc., and so on. And then again, you can use that choose winner button, which is really nice because it's just completely random on how it picks the winner. You can do live Google Hangouts, and I don't know if some of you guys have watched my one video. If you're trying to do webinars and training videos on a budget, and you don't have the money to go out and spend a lot of money for the big software like, you know, Camtasia and so on, which I highly recommend, but it is not cheap, and you have to have a powerful enough computer to run it and so on. You can do kind of the you know, the budgeted method of doing a live Google Hangout, which automatically records to YouTube. So you've got a recording. Now you can't go in and edit it, but you have that raw recording. And this is how we did the webinar. This webinar right here is we did it on a live Google Hangout. And so we had a few people on it, but we did the presentation and then it was recorded so in YouTube. So then we just loaded the YouTube video and we were set to go. So it's evergreen, it's continuous. But again, you can do these countdowns, etc. In the gate, you can have an intro video of what people are going to see. So let's say, you know, it's like 3 or 4 days from your live hangout or whatever, your webinar. You can have, you know, these videos that you could upload a new video every day. Hey, only 3 days to go before we launch this, you know, XYZ or whatever. You can do podcasts. If you do, and these are people watching on their Facebook page, but you can do these podcasts if you're into that. So there, and then you can have the various recordings and so on as well. You can do a digital course. So if you had if you wanted to be training people, you actually now can set up courses inside of your own Facebook page. And then they have just a custom blank one that you can do whatever you want to with it, okay? But they have all sorts of different templates and then layouts on those as well. So they have, you know, if you had a brick and mortar business, you can put your location map, etc. But it's pretty endless on what you can do. You can adjust the style, so you can do from different fonts, different background heading or images and so on, background textures. You can see the preview to it, and then you can also alter the content. So the content would be, you know, you go in and I can alter my title, make a subtitle. I can alter. You can do a Facebook share count. You can turn this on or off. So if people share, it keeps count for you how many people have shared. You can also add. Let's see here. I can turn this on and see now if people are on this page and they saw this video or they saw the product, whatever I was promoting, and they're like, oh my gosh, that is so cool, and they start commenting. Now as other people land on this, they can see those comments as well. So that also helps people to share it, etc., so you can get it out to more people as well. Okay, so you guys are seeing the, raise your hand if you're seeing the kind of unlimited power to this. Okay, all right, Chris, good question here. Where do I get this on Facebook? I'm going to show you here. Hold on just a second. Actually, I'll answer that question for you, Chris, in just a second. So another thing about it is, let me show you this. I can promote this link. Now, how many people have tried to actually run ads? Raise your hand if you've tried to do a physical paid ad on Facebook. And have you ever had your ad rejected because like maybe of an affiliate link or something like that? Raise your hand. Okay, so a few of you have. Okay, because Facebook doesn't like affiliate links, all right? So what if I had a link that I could promote that Facebook would like? And the thing about it is that the way Facebook looks at it is, okay, you're doing a click to website ad or paid ad because I'm reaching an audience out there, in a specific audience out there in Facebook. And I'm doing a click to website ad, okay? But I don't want to use my affiliate link because most likely my ad will be rejected. So I could utilize the link that's generated here. So like this link is www.22s.com/ and I utilize what's called AE Publishing Group, which is one of my domains. So I can promote this, and then it's got numbers, a number behind it, because again, it's for this actual page itself, and I can promote this link inside Facebook, and typically Facebook is going to accept it. One, because the link goes back to Facebook, and they love that. They want to keep people inside Facebook. All right, that's what social media is all about. Facebook really doesn't like it when we do click to website ads because we're sending people away from Facebook. But they love these because you're sending people inside of Facebook. So I'm sending people to this link. They're ending up on this page here. Okay, so they're ending up on the app page. Oop, no. Let's see. Let me just do this. They're ending up on the gate or the app page or the opt-in page, whatever you want to call it. I have my button here to then take them to whatever my content was, whether it's a slideshow, whether it's images, whether it's, I wish there was a way we could strip Michael's video out of the sales letter, but I have not figured out a way yet that we could put his video in here. We could kind of build our own sales page, but you could put maybe a bridge page, an intro video from yourself talking to people about digital altitude, and then you have a call to action button here, which then will take them either to maybe the video sales letter or to the step 1 page. But nowhere did Facebook see your affiliate link. See what I'm saying? And the other cool feature about this is on the social relationship manager also, tracking, okay, and you guys probably have heard me many times on my webinars about tracking. Tracking will make or break your business. One of the cool things here is I can add tracking pixels. I can even utilize like Site Scout or Perfect Audience. And if you're familiar with those, have you guys ever gone to, raise your hand, I'm sure you guys have all seen this, raise your hand if you've ever like looked at something in, you've looked up something on Google, a product or something, or maybe even looked up a product on Amazon, and then all of a sudden that product starts following you around, so it's redirecting. It's putting that product back in front of you. It seems like that product is following you around. That's what Perfect Audience and Site Scout do. So I can put those pixels in there, and actually, if someone came to my page, if they looked at it, I can keep putting those things back in front of them. Okay, I utilize that a lot for my t-shirts. If you're looking at a t-shirt, boy, I'm going to keep putting that t-shirt in front of you. So hopefully, if you didn't buy it right then, hopefully you will buy it. Okay, So it's just a retargeting of that customer. They're just grabbing the pixel, but you can set all of that up inside this system. Facebook pixels for custom audiences, conversion pixels you can set up inside, from Facebook and so on. So very, very powerful tool that you can use. So if you guys are interested, let's see here. Let me show you. Let me give you. I'll give you a link you can go to so you can check this out. The company is called 22 Social, and I'm going to put the link right in the question area. So if you're interested, you guys can go and take a look at that. I'm also going to put it in the chat area for those of you that don't have chat. So you can go and take a look at it. I believe they have a free offer, like free 30-day offer. Also, with a standard account, you can do up to 3 Facebook pages and 10 apps or 10 of these pages for each of your Facebook pages, if that makes sense. So basically, you can have up to 30 apps if you add 3 different Facebook pages. Like I have 14 different Facebook pages, but you could have up to 10 apps, because this is considered an app. You could have 10 apps per page on 3 different pages. Okay, so there's definitely some power there. Again, when I advertise in Facebook, I advertise to specific audiences. So I advertise because I talk the walk or walk the talk or walk the walk and talk the talk about being retired, okay, owning my own business and so on, because I spent 31 years in the fire service, now retired. So I created a page called, I call it Retiring Well. And but if I was going to approach a younger group, I would create a different page for the younger group. If I was going to approach kind of the mid-range group, I can create a different page for them. And so I can be talking their language in each one of these different pages. But again, I could also be creating an app in each one of these pages. So this video, like this video, is Retiring Happy. Maybe another video for people that are in their earlier 20s, maybe even up to early 30s, who want something better. They realize that, gosh, I don't want to be out stuck working for, XYZ corporation and living in a cubicle for the rest of my life. You could do a different video to appeal to them. You could then do another video to appeal to maybe parents that are missing out on their kids, on those milestones, on their, school events, sporting events and things, because they're constantly working. So whatever the demographics are you're going after, you could create different pages or different apps at least within the page. Okay, so let's say if in my main site here, okay, this is my main site of all my 14 pages. Let's say in here I just wanted to create 3 different apps that would be based on someone who's retiring, someone who is younger in age, and someone who is midline, with a family and wants more time with their family and so on. I could create up to 10 apps just within this page alone that would address different audiences just from one page. Or I can build multiple pages and address those audiences that way. So what do you guys, Alexander? I'm going to unmute you here. Let me know what you think about this.
It seems pretty powerful. I mean, I haven't really thought about utilizing Facebook like that, but it's just wow. I mean, it's my
The whole
first.
thing about it is, yeah, the whole thing about it is we always, the way I teach Facebook is, one, don't turn Facebook into just an ad platform. Don't turn your page into just, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. The whole
Right.
purpose of Facebook is to inspire, motivate, is to educate people and stay engaged or communicate with people. So that's the purpose of those pages, because it's social media. You want to keep engaged with your audience, okay? But you also have to market. I mean, that's what keeps the food on the table and so on. Ultimately, we want those leads. So by having kind of the best of those both worlds, if we have this app, this watch video or learn more, or we could put that into. All right, so watch this here. Let's see. Let me grab that link again here real quick. And I'm not sure if it. Let me see what would happen here. Okay, so I can. Okay, so I can post this. Now I can put a. Well, I'm not even going to mess with the image for the moment. Okay, so let me just do this. And I'm not sure. I wasn't sure exactly if it would work or not. Let's see here. May not. No, I think it's because that link is not active to put on there. But I could take that link from my page. I don't have it active right at the moment, okay? I could take the link from this page and I could post it as a post on my page, which there again, instead of getting someone to click on this button here, they just click on the post and the post will take them over to that page. You see what I'm saying? So there are many different ways you could put people inside of this page, but again, inside of this page, going to that app gate first. Now, the nice thing about it is, let's say, Alexander, you came in and you came through this gate, so I captured your information, all right? And then you decided you saw it again or whatever, you're automatically going to go to this page. So the system, as long as you're logged on to Facebook like normal, the system is going to recognize it as, oh, you've already been there. You don't have to, you'll bypass the app gate and go directly to the main content page.
Okay.
So I'm not going to frustrate you by saying, hey, oh, wow, you're visiting again, confirm your email. Oh, wow, you're visiting again, confirm your email. If you've already been here once, as long as you're logged in to your Facebook, which is, again, how I made contact with you in the first place, because I ran a Facebook ad or whatever, or you visited my page, which means you were already on Facebook, then you'll go directly to the content page and not the app page. So let's say you decided, Alexander, that you're going to do a weekly podcast, okay? Kind of like what they're doing in Digital Altitude with the podcast here. So let's say you're going to do a weekly podcast. So if people have never visited before, they would come here to the app gate, you get a lead out of it, okay? But now, because you've set up this weekly podcast, they know that every Wednesday you're going to do a podcast. Guess where they're visiting you? Right on your page.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your podcast could be about this, and it could be about that, and so on. But you see what I'm saying is that they're not having to register every time unless they have a different identity on Facebook, but they can come directly and visit you on your page for your podcast every week. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Because that is a way to engage with that audience. And then again, turning on these comments down below. And so if I'm visiting you for the first time, I came through the app gate, all right? And you can turn on, all right? So let's see here. You can turn comments on here, all right? So I can turn comments on here as well, onto the app gate, which is a good feature to do because what does this do? People are kind of a mob mentality. If they start seeing a lot of people that, wow, this is like one of the best ebooks I've ever done, or Alexander's podcasts are phenomenal. I come back every week. You start seeing comments like that, and heck, if you needed to get those kind of comments, you go to, and I don't know if you're married or not, or you have a significant other, but you get them to come here and put a comment down. If you have teenage children, you get them to put a comment down, but you just start driving that frenzy, and then it'll build on itself, all right?
Right.
And so, I mean, what I've done, like I can go here, because I own multiple pages, I could go over here and just say that, this was the best thing. Oops, what happened there? All right. Why did it do that? All right, so see, this is how I kind of cheat. It's because I have multiple pages, I can comment as multiple people, even though it's me. So I can also I can reply back. So like if someone came here and wanted to comment on my page, my Facebook page, then I can, if I wanted to drive those comments forward, I can come in and I can change who I am and comment, and then I then go back to the page, being the page owner, and I reply back to the comment. And it's just a great way to build up that momentum, because a lot of people will want to comment, will want to like, will want to share, but they don't want to be the first one for whatever reason. So
Yeah.
sometimes you got to help drive them forward a little bit, and then they'll jump on and they'll do it. Okay. So, but thanks for your comments, Alexander. I appreciate it. So I will get you guys. You guys have that link there. So if you're interested in taking a look at it, like I said, they have a free offer. All right. So Chris, hopefully that answered your question as to where you can get this. I had trouble staying on it first. Where do we go on Facebook to build these pages, and where on our TV button we find these replays? Okay, all right. So actually, Gail, send me an email, and I will send you the recording of this video. But in Digital Altitude, you just go to TV and you go to Training Calls, and that's where all of these videos will be. And as for Facebook, there's a link there in the chat and in the question area. Just open up in your control panel the chat or question area. There's a link there that you can go to, and it'll show you how 22 Social works. One of the other things too, guys, that you can do is, now I'm really big into, like I said, marketing. 95% of all my marketing is inside of Facebook, but I'm really big into what I call custom audiences. And a custom audience is, either, well, a lot of times my custom audience, especially for my t-shirt company, I build custom audiences out of my buyers. Okay, so when someone buys one of my products, I move them over to a buyers list. So I know who the buyers are and who the tire kickers are. You can do the same thing in your own autoresponder. When someone comes in to Digital Altitude as a lead, okay, they're in your autoresponder, they're getting the follow-up. And then if you see them appear in your back office as a member, what I would highly recommend is you take that person in your autoresponder, and depending on which autoresponder you have, and you build what's called a buyer's list. Okay, so a separate list from your lead list, but call it like a Digital Altitude buyer's list, or just a buyer's list if you want. And then you just manually import them into the buyer's list and delete them off of the lead list. Because the reason being is, let's say I came in, let's say Alexander, I came into your autoresponder, I answered your ad, I clicked on it, I put my email address in, I'm now in your autoresponder, and on day number 3 of 16 of your follow-up emails, I decide, you know what, I'm going for it. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take a look at this product further. I'm gonna pay a little bit of money and go in. But now on day 4, I'm getting an email from Alexander saying, hey, you should buy this product. And day number 5, you really should buy this product. And day number 6, you really are stupid if you don't buy this product. But I already bought the product. All right. And so, either I'm going to ignore him, but now guess what? I'm ignoring all of Alexander's emails, because I'm like, oh, he obviously hasn't caught on that I bought, and he keeps sending me these emails to buy, so I'm just going to ignore him. Or I'm going to unsubscribe, or I'm going to get pissed off enough that I'm going to unsubscribe, and I'm going to complain to his autoresponder, and I'm going to refund the product I just bought, because I'm upset because Alexander didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? So you want to always move your leads that become members or become buyers, move them to a buyer's list, take them off of your lead list, because you don't want to keep following up with them on a product they've already purchased. Now, you can send them any other product under the sun, but you don't want to send them the same emails to the product that they've already purchased. That may upset them. But getting back to now my custom audiences. In Facebook, I deal a lot with custom audiences. When you work with Facebook, you have, let's see here, audiences. When I have 80 audiences, then I can turn around. So let's say I take that buyers list, or let's say I take this list here. Now, this list I can export. Okay, so I can take this list and I can export it to a CSV file, which is like an Excel spreadsheet file. Okay, so I can export it, and then I can go over here to Facebook. Oop, I can go over here to Facebook, and I can tell Facebook that I want to make a custom audience. Now, I did this on my last webinar Thursday night, so you can kind of see what I did here. So here is the people. I had 40 people, all right? Here's the people that came through the pay gate, all right? And we call it a pay gate. I created a custom audience. Facebook went through and looked at them and said, okay, great. You've got a custom audience. The size is a whole 40 people, all right? Now, and I can look at the date that it was created. Now, one of the cool features to this is I can turn around and I can ask Facebook to create a lookalike audience. Now, what a lookalike audience is Facebook is going to take, so let's say we've got now 40 may be too small, but I've done this with like 100, 150 people, and I've created a lookalike audience. And I don't know if I have a lookalike audience in this account. Yeah, okay, here's one. All right, here was, let me enlarge this for you guys here. All right, so this was one of my t-shirts, okay? And Facebook uses 1% of their entire 1.5 billion people, and they try to find a lookalike audience. So if you gave them an audience, and I wonder if I have, let's see here, what my original audience size was. Okay, custom audience there, 30 people. All right, so it is, so you guys got to realize, now these were buyers, okay? So 30 people bought, I did a, oops, get out of there. All right, no, come on, don't do that to me. Let me go back. All right, sorry about that, glitch. Never is a perfect world here. All right, so let me get back to where I was. Okay, so you get back to where I was. Come on, there we go. All right, so this audience that I had, this Rottweiler, was a t-shirt design that I had. There was an audience size of 30 people. 30 people bought this particular item, all right? And I went to Facebook and I said, Facebook, I want a lookalike audience. And the reason I went with the buyers, you could do the same thing with your members in Digital Altitude. What Facebook does in their supercomputer in the sky is they then take all of our data. As Facebook members, we give Facebook a lot of data. Plus, they grab it from other places, our buying habits and so on. But what they do is they compare these 30 people to all their people within Facebook, all right? And 1% of them, they'll create me a lookalike audience. So I know that these 30 people are buyers, and they're buyers of this German or this Rottweiler design, okay? But I can go up here to Facebook, and Facebook created me an audience of 1.9 million people that are like my 30. So now this doesn't guarantee me that 1.9 million people are going to buy that shirt or that item, that whatever I'm selling. But what I'm going to do is, if these 30 out of, I think I advertised to a good maybe 500,000 people, 500 to 700,000 people, these 30 purchased. So what Facebook did is they looked at all the demographics about the 30 of them and said, where is the rest of our audience like these people? So if I now advertised that item to this 1.9 million people, do you think I have better chances of making more sales? And let's see here. Let's see. Hold on just a second. I'm going to bring someone on. Okay, so all right, so let's see here. Alexander, I'm going to bring you back on here real quick. So do you think I have better odds of making sales if I'm going to a lookalike audience of the 30 people that did buy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, because I can build custom audiences all day. All right, I'm always building custom audiences. You know, I'm trying to figure out the demographics, the age range, the gender. You know, did they go to college? Did they not go to college? Did they, you know, do they own a home? Do they? But for me to spend days figuring all of those different things out, if I know I've got buyers, then why can't Facebook find people like these buyers? And it saves me a lot of time and energy. And again, it doesn't guarantee I'm going to get 1.9 million people to buy, because if I had, then obviously I wouldn't be here. I would be very happy elsewhere. But you see what I'm saying is I have much better odds on making more sales because Facebook is using their power and their computer ability to give me a better audience versus me just kind of shooting in the dark, hoping for the best. All right. So you could do the same thing. You can take your email list right now in your autoresponder. You can download that email list. Let's say, Alexander, do you have an autoresponder?
No, not yet.
Okay, so let's say you did. Let's say you have 5,000 people on your autoresponder. Okay, Aweber or GetResponse or one of those. All right, and you're pretty heavy into Facebook, and you say, well, you know what? I want to target these people a little bit more. I want to target the people that I've caught maybe through solo ads or banner ads or something. So what Facebook's going to do, because again, remember, statistically, 50% of all people use the same email address for all of their big important things. Okay, so that's saying that 50% of the people that put in their email address to your autoresponder used the same email address. All right, statistically. So what you're going to do is take those 5,000 people, turn it into Facebook, and upload it into Facebook. And Facebook's then going to take and it's going to sort out all of those email addresses. And it's going to look for any of the email addresses that are on Facebook, that people have profiles on Facebook. And then what it's going to do is, let's say if we look at statistics, if you turned in 5,000, you're going to get about a 2,500 person custom audience list from Facebook. So now that's 2,500 people you can target directly who have already had contact with you. You see what I'm saying? Now, granted, that's not a lot of people, but you start out small. Now, if you can get any of those 2,500 people, like I said, I've taken 30 people and turned it into a lookalike audience. You could then, if you turn some of those people into buyers, and there again, all of you people with digital altitude, all your members in your back office, whether, you know, I mean, I would say you probably have to have at least, well, we know you have to have at least 30. But once you have those buyers, take those buyers, upload them to Facebook, market directly to them in Facebook, but also ask Facebook, create me a lookalike audience, because what made those people buy? I want to find more people like them. I don't want to find more people like the tire kickers. I want to find more people like the buyers. So that enables you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, so setting up your buyers list, Alexander, would be just done inside of your autoresponder, like Aweber, MailChimp, GetResponse, any of those. You set up what they either call campaigns or lists, and that is, you know, where the leads are coming into, and then has the follow-up series. So you would just do the same thing on the for the buyer. So if you came into my list as a lead, and then all of a sudden I see you in my back office as a member, I'm going to go and find you on my lead list inside Aweber, and I'm going to move you over to my buyers list and delete you out of my lead list, so you don't keep getting my follow-up emails that say buy. Now you're going to get a different series of emails that's like I have a four series email that for buyers that says, hey, welcome to the team. You know, make sure you're in contact with your coach. Make sure you get started on your steps. You know, and it's to prompt them one day after another to make sure that they've gotten up and started. and to contact me if they're having a problem getting a hold of their, if they haven't heard from their coach or something like that. I send out these 4 back-to-back emails to make sure that they get engaged, because we get people that come in and they start the program, or they enroll to the program, and then they never do anything. And sometimes it's the simplest little thing that they missed the email. It ended up in a spam folder or something, and they just didn't see the email that said, hey, here's your logon. And they're waiting and waiting and waiting for someone to contact them, and they've never heard. So if your email hits them too, they're going to go, oh, well, Alexander, I haven't heard from anybody. I got into this, and at least then you can start making inquiries to find out what's going on and get someone in touch with them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So cool. So hopefully that helped you out. Anybody else want to, I'm going to lower hands real quick. Anybody else want to comment on this? Raise your hand if you want to comment on this. If you want to be on a live recorded, oh, Yolanda. I have a very good friend named Yolanda. All right, Yolanda, you're on the air. Oh, Yolanda just turned her microphone off. Yolanda, did you want to comment?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry about that. No, I was just gonna say that it really is powerful, and I'm really excited to get going. I actually don't even have a Facebook page. I'm just new at all of this, so I'm just really excited.
Well, good. Yolanda, the first thing I want you to do then is you've got my email address, right?
Yes.
Okay. Email me today, and I will send you some past recordings. I did a 3-part webinar series on Facebook marketing, and the first part is on building a page. Okay, what kind of content, how do you engage with your audience, and so on. So I'd love to send you out. Now, they're on the back office in Digital Altitude, but because they're chronological, they're separated. I can just send you all 3 links, but send me an email. I'll be more than happy to send you those, as well as the recording of this today, and at least then get you up and running on building the fan page first, or your business page, and then you can start implementing things like this to get it to work. And again, guys, you can start this, because a lot of people then would start thinking, okay, well, wait a minute, I don't have an autoresponder, I don't have this. You don't need that, okay? What I'm showing you here is this will enable you to tie into your autoresponder, but you don't have to, okay? You can still do tracking, you can still do all of this stuff without having an autoresponder. It's recommended, but you don't have to get this up and running, you don't have to have an autoresponder. So it's one less thing. And again, I could turn around and I could build a page, have an app gate, okay? I could build a page here and have some information about maybe Digital Altitude, or I could basically build my own capture page, kind of like what's Digital Altitude and so on. I could build my own capture page however I wanted to build it, call to action button, and the call to action button will turn around and put them on to this, and I could either make a little slideshow, and if you guys aren't, if you're not savvy with Google, get on with Google. It's free. You can go to what they call Google, what do they call it? Google Pages, I believe it is. And so you can set up like a PowerPoint within Google. And so you can tie this, because again, here's the content, here's the media. Let's look at the media. Here are all of my different options for media. I can use nothing at all. I could have just text. I could use a photo. I can use a video. Okay, I can use a YouTube video. I can use a video out of Vimeo, Video Gallery, Facebook, Google Drive, Wistia, Tastemade, Blab.im. I could use an audio podcast. I could use social, different events, and so on. There are so many different media types that I can use. It's just, and when I first started with this 22 Social, they didn't have all these features. And again, I can add up to 5 sets of media on one page. So what you could do is, because again, we can't extract Michael's video out of the video sales letter onto, just a video format to where we could play his video here and build our own. But what you could do is either create your own short little video, like a bridge video, to get people over to Digital Altitude, and then have one call to action button here, to, whatever you wanted to label your call to action button, get your free video now or whatever, and they click on that. So behind this button is the video sales letter or the step 1 page to Digital Altitude. So now you can do a Facebook ad, and Facebook's not going to reject you because you're not using your affiliate link. You can track, you can add people as contacts, etc. Because again, you're collecting them through that app gate. You're collecting leads. Now, whether you have them going to an autoresponder or not, it doesn't matter. At least you're collecting leads. Now you're going to have to follow up with them. But you see what I'm saying? You can do this. You don't have to have it right the minute. I would highly recommend, but you can get up and rolling with this thing pretty quick. So hopefully that helps you out. Did you have anything else you wanted to add there, Yolanda?
Nope, that was it. I will definitely email you, though. Thank you for your help.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute you here, and let's see here. So, Victoria, you have your hand up here. Got any comments on this? Victoria?
Can you hear
Are you
me?
there? Hello, yeah, we can hear you.
Hey,
Hello.
hey.
Yeah.
Tell me. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Okay, did you have any comments about this?
No, I have my autoresponder set up in GetResponse, but
Okay.
I'm mostly done Instagram, but I'm really new on Facebook, so I'm gonna try this because I have like 5,000 followers in my fan page,
Great.
but it doesn't seem like real engagement. So I need to do something different to try to engage more the people.
Perfect. All right. So it sounds like a good tool to start working with. So, and
Yeah.
again, you got the link there, or if not, you can email me, and we can get you connected up with the right people. But definitely also email me, Victoria, if you don't do a lot in Facebook, if you haven't created a Facebook page yet or not. Just go ahead and send me an email. I'll send you those webinars as well.
Great, thanks.
Perfect. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to go through a couple of these questions here. Just another note. Not sure if there has been a training on how. Okay, yes, and Tasha, just send me a recording, or send me a recording. Send me a request, and I can send you those Facebook training webinars. But there is one. The last one, part 3, is on paid advertising in Facebook. So you can send me that, and I will send that out to you. Let's see, where do we, okay. All right, so how do we make a lookalike audience again? So the way you make a lookalike audience is, again, you go to your audiences. So if you go here, you go to all tools, you click on your assets, you go to audiences, and from audiences, then you go and you tell Facebook that you want to create a lookalike audience. So it's going to ask you what the source was. So you can either use a tracking pixel, you can use a page, or you can use an actual custom audience. So you would label, and then what country you want to target. So this is cool too, is that I can say I only want people in the US, or I only want people in Australia, even though maybe my audience was worldwide. I just want to narrow it down to just US people, or Australia, New Zealand, whatever. And so you can adjust this. They now have this adjustment level too. Wow, that's pretty cool. This has just been added to, I haven't noticed this recently. 1% is going to be the most closely matched though, so I guess keep it at 1%. But you would just create your custom audience from there, and then tell Facebook, go at it, and then they're going to create you a custom audience. Usually it takes a few hours, maybe 24 hours max, and then what it's going to do is it's going to say, lookalike audience, and it's going to give you a green light and tell you when that audience is ready to be used. And so then when I go to advertise, I can tell when I go into my actual ad creation, I can, when I'm figuring out my audiences, my demographics, I can just go up to custom audience and pull up the lookalike audience, and so now my audience is already selected. Now I just go through the rest of the steps, and I'm done. And now I'm ready to place an ad. So it's a real handy tool to work with. I mean, the power inside of Facebook is just absolutely phenomenal. So if you're not using Facebook, I mean, I used to tell everybody got to use Facebook, but it is it is quite the animal. I mean, it's something that you have to really work at and engage people on, versus a lot of other advertising. A solo ad, you run an ad and you wait for the results. Banner ads, you just kind of run it for the entire month and wait for some results. Where Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, things like that, they're social media. You have to stay engaged with your audience. Okay, so all right, so can you quickly show how to remove buyers from leads in Aweber? Actually, Mayan, just go to Aweber, go to their help area, and I mean, it's just all you're going to do in Aweber, and I don't want to get off track with this. All you're going to do in Aweber is just you're just going to first get your information from the buyer, the name and email, or if it's just email, and you're going to go to your buyers list. You're going to create a buyers list, and then you're going to just import them. So Aweber allows you to import up to 10 people in a day manually, or you can import a list of people in bulk, and so you would just manually import them. So you just copy over the email address and put them in there, and then go back and delete them off of your lead list. So hopefully that'll help you. All right, there's no stupid question out there, Chris, but where do I place my autoresponder, and where can I get content to fill my autoresponder? Okay, so well, you don't place your autoresponder anywhere. Your autoresponder is a third party. It's a standalone. It's tying your pages to your autoresponder. So Chris, if you're using an autoresponder, you want to make sure that whichever one you're using. I mean, if you're a Climber member, we have the follow-up series that you can upload into your like Aweber or Get Response. So it just depends too on if you're a Climber member or not. If not, there are 13 follow-up series emails in the back office under My Links. Go to My Links and then go to my I think it's called follow-up emails, and there's 13 follow-up emails there. So it just really depends on where you're at, but you just follow the instructions from your autoresponder and they'll show you how to upload. But there's content in the back office. Not only content for, let's see here, under my marketing, my links. So there's follow-up emails here. There's email swipes here for broadcast emails, so you can utilize all of these different emails here. Just follow the instructions, because you would put a hyperlink in and so on. So there's information there for you, Chris. All right. Yeah, Alexander. Yes, this is. You can build the page through 22 Social that will link to Facebook. Actually, you're building the page inside of Facebook. So you're building the page inside of your page. So 22 Social is just an app that you're utilizing, but you can build those pages just inside of your page. So it's pretty easy to do. They have great tutorials as well as to how it works, and like I said, they've made it even easier than when it first came out. So could I also have a copy of the other two videos, please? Okay. All right, Samuel, you got to email me, because once this webinar is over, I don't have your email address anymore. So just email me for whatever copies you want. I'd be more than happy to send them to you. So hopefully, guys, this gave you some good content. I had a few people leave the webinar here. Raise your hand if you got some quality out of this webinar today. All right, good. Good. Well, at least 50% of you did. All right, very good. So, so are there any last minute questions that you guys have? Just put them in the question area, and we'll get them answered. If not, then we'll be done with the webinar and let you guys get on to your evenings or your days, whatever time of day it is for you, and then you can join us on the next webinar. So, any last minute questions? Okay, doesn't look like it. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining me on the webinar. And again, if you are wanting, let me bring this up. If you're wanting to get a recording of this or get any additional information, email me at rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co, and I'll be more than happy to send that to you. Just put that in the email, what you're looking for, and I'll get it for you. And thank you guys very much for joining our webinar, and I will see you on the next one. So same time next week, or you can join us on our Thursday night webinars as well. So you guys have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you again. Thank you.